Hello everyone. Today I want to talk something about the changing of the world. It's completely in data engineering and AI domain. That's we are going to discuss in detail. In this batch, especially in this workshop, I would like to start with the basics and the overview of the syllabus, and then I will be continuing with the demo. Finally, get back to the syllabus and discuss more about it. Then only you will not be getting bored. And we have a trainers. We will be coming together and raise all your queries. We had a discussion with them. So that's will be going to continue now. For this discussions meeting, we already opened a chat window with our uh, WhatsApp also. You can continue it. So how can we use that AI engineering with our data platform? That's the motive. Here I have designed entirely for you. In this demo sessions and this batch, you are going to understand the foundations of generative AI in the deep dive, especially for the data engineering domain, because the people are trying to execute the queries one by one and they are going to debug it with the Google Chrome before. But nowadays it's not like that. People directly interact with the AI and they can solve the queries immediately. This is happening. In next 5 years, you cannot imagine what's going to be happen. And each of the MNCs and all the FANG companies, they are entering to the next world of the domain. So your job also is going to be switch and change to the next level. You also tune up with them. That's the motive. And for them, you understand what's going on. This batch completely we are going to discuss about it, and we will be going to practice with the LLM practices with all the pipeline interfaces, especially with the capstone projects included, and building a retrieval augmented pipelines with the data. How we are going to communicate with your data and make it with your deliverables, because you're not going to work with a common active inputs. It should be customized with your actual business rules. So how we are going to create your rule engines with your AI model, how is going to be tuned up, and how we are going to improve the accuracy, everything you're going to practice it again. That comes with a fine tuning model also, and LLM ops with the integrations of other tools like agent integration is available. We are going to communicate from Spark to Airflow, or you're going to run the job from from other domain agent to your current domain environment. A lot of interfaces is going to be generated in the future. That's going on. We are calling that as IMCP server. That is also we are going to practice it. So in this topic, we just divided into three topic environment. One is Data Nova, another is White Nova AI, and third one is Google Nova AI. So in Data Nova, you must know the basics and the concepts with the data engineering domain. Everything will come into the Data Nova. Here, Hive and Iceberg, how it's behaved, the architecture layer and the query basis you're going to practice it. And streaming platform with Kafka as by default, everyone is using across the worldwide. So you are going to communicate and Airflow scheduling basis, how we are going to sync with MLOps and the AIOps interfaces. That's also we are going to practice it. And transformations logic, everything recently the entire team is moving with pyspark development and the AI interfaces also they need the basic data. So they have to do all the ED and data cleaning operation. That's go with the pyspark. And we are going to cover with machine learning. There is inbuilt libraries available. That is also we are going to practice it. And later we are enter into the LLM model and we are going to practice with the LLM platform. So we must know other environment apart from data. That's called as a vector databases. There is a lot of vector databases available because the vector database is going to be communicated with your LLM models. Like a BERT, Digital BERT, GPT, Small, Mistral, OpenAI. There is a lot of AI models they are developing in across the world, right? So this is going to be communicate with your model and is going to be provide the feedback to you back. This is going to be happening. So in this case, you must know that vector database is very well. Then only you can sync up with your AI model. Something related to the tokenizations and JSON and to a lot of introductions they are going to be creating nowadays. Everything you have to do the practices. So that only we are involved with vector databases also in data engineering domain because you must know that basic understanding the foundations of vector databases. Then only it's very easy and feasible to go with a modeling development also. And then come into the NLP platform. So natural language processing is a basic for your uh, development of your all the prompt engineering and context engineering. So you must know the basics of NLP, how it is working with the analytical library, and this is going to be integrated with the Hugging Face transformers. So transformers is a part of NLP, and we are going to run all the transformers with encoder and decoder architecture. So you must know the foundations with them also. These are the combination set of data Nova. This is you understand. This is the foundations to enter into the Vibe Nova platform. In this Vibe Nova platform, you're going to communicate with prompt engineering because Vibe coding is a new technology that domain is creating. They are not learn everything as together. They are going to do the practices. They are going to communicate with all the LLM and providing the output. That's Vibe coding is a part of prompt engineering domain. So you must know how to provide the prompt engineering accurately and get the output prompt. Otherwise, your LLM model will be making a lot of hallucinations and it will not be providing the proper outcome as you expected. How we are going to avoid it? That's all you're going to discuss about it. And based on the prompt engineering only, you can reduce your tokenizations also. That's we are going to practice it. And a lot of popular LLM is available. That's we are going to practice it here also. Because I already inform you the LLM model with the encoder and decoder, it will be divided a lot like BERT, DistilBERT, GPT, GPT-2, GPT-4, and stable diffusion spaces and the Code Llama. There is a lot of things that they are introducing in every day, and they are improving their all the reasonabilities. So you must know that LLM what all is very famous and how you are going to communicate with them. Some Chinese LLM is available like a DeepSeek and our own Gemini CLI is available and other environment like GPT platform is also there. You must sync with them and get the proper output with them. That's an important. That's how you're going to achieve it. This is we are going to discuss with them. On RAG pipeline. A RAG is a part of vector databases interfaces because all your data is going to be synced and run in the backend with vector databases. The customizations output is going to be communicated with the RAG pipeline and delivered to you. So that's why you need to understand the RAG. So that completely RAG is part of your user custom data sets only you're going to use it. Fine tuning model, LoRa, QLoRa, a lot of things is available. That's a part of on the top of a RAG is that you are going to do some deep dive practices with them. And fine tuning. Fine tuning is not related, sorry, already I informed you with a part of a RAG, and then I will go with the lang chains. Lang chains will help you to make some status with workflows, pipeline, and execute everything in the proper structure at runtime basis. That's you must understand with them. Finally, MCP servers. MCP server is a worldwide. They are working with them currently. It's a part of agent to agent, agentic AI concept they are going to introduce it. So we also done some MCP examples in your LinkedIn pages, how it's going to be communicated. Because all in the future is going to be React based on that your prompting. You're not going to be do all the code development. It's already get ready with your LLM agents. And whatever you're providing the prompt is going to be React back for you. So you must know MCP server that's going to be hold the world in the future to next generation like. So you must know, you must understand with that. This all comes with Vibe Nova. Vibe Nova is a basics understanding with your LLM model references. Till now, any questions? Okay. Third thing, I would like to go with Google Nova. It's a advanced level because until now you'll be practicing everything in your local environment and how it's used, theoretical practices, everything you're going to do that. How in the cloud is the deployment phases you're going to work together. That's you maybe understand with Cloud Nova AI domain. Here you understand with the Gemini CLI because the Gemini CLI are your think of it as a small just a text basis you're going to work with, but in reality it's going to be act like an agent for you, so you must understand what's going on with the agent and how it is going to be respond back to your all your queries. That's you must understand with them. And Google AI Studio. So when you are enter into that coding development platform, you must know Google AI Studio. Some of them will be touch up at the beginning, but here is a base you're going to integrate with your API to your protocols references. That's where you're going to practice it. And then ADK, Agent Development Kit. This is completely going to be create agent to agent references to interact with your life practicals. And then BigQuery and Cloud Runner is a kind of deployment interfaces. Your data set source is on targeting the different layer. How we're going to sync and run it. Why I'm saying the BigQuery inbuilt with the BigQuery ML is available, and other ML LLM ops they are going to integrate with the BigQuery model. That's why I don't want to mention the data. I just step into the cloud platform itself. And Vertex AI. Multimodal development, you're going to work in the future, then you must enter into the Vertex AI. Vertex AI is nothing but all the LLM will be providing with the GPU support to run and providing a proper deliverable as you expected with different layers, text basis, image basis, audio, video, a lot of things there you're going to integrate with Vertex AI. Agent builders and agentic AI is going to be on the top of your Vertex and ADK development. You will be going to develop everything that agent basis and to communicate between one and two. Example, Hive you will be develop as a separate agent. Spark is going to be developed as a separate agent. You're just providing a command and it's going to be create a table in Hive and it's going to be synced with your Spark. Both you can do with your agentic mode. So it's called agentic AI references. That's what we're going to discuss about. Okay, till now, any questions?
So, Google knows, hi, this is Santoshi. Google Nova and the other platform, just Nova AI and the Data Nova. It's most of the
Hmm.
similar we can use for the other cloud also. Or,
Performance wise and the model interfaces, it will be different. Example, AWS, they are going with the SageMaker. There you also developing their own model and they are going to introducing a lot of open source model also. The accuracy perspective, Google is providing a lot to compare with others because they are building a deep mind separate team and they are working together. So mostly those who are working with AI model development, they are enter into the Google, the Google platform only. Others data they may be going to work with Azure or AWS, but to most of the product-based companies they are working together with the GCP platform. Okay, yeah, Balasundar.
yeah. So, and the what about the N8N? That is also similar to MCP server.
No, N8N is a kind of workflow. Just you're going to drag and drop like a ETL pipeline. You're going to do that. So as a developer, this is not recommended for you. Those who are not well with the coding or at least not in that no technical background, they may be going to do the practice with the N8N. But this is not assured basis we cannot because after sometimes through AI they are introducing and a lot of new domain they are introducing it. So in the future is going to be changing. At that time, for us learn with only N8N is going to be expired, then you cannot get your experience with other domain also. So my preference avoid everything in that low code no code platform because it's your experience based on the tool only, not with your model or your skills. Example, if you are going to work with any coding platform, you have the context and syntax references with programming, and you can easily interface with them. But low code, no code is not like that. Once the tool is expired or they are going to be changed to the new tool, you are back to your entire experience is back to zero. Am I right? Then you have to start from the fresher. So whenever your experience is increased, you have to keep your experience stuff also with them. So most of them doing this kind of mistakes, but you really think to go with the N8N, that's not a problem, but that's not suitable for uh, developer or technical basis. Non-technical, those are all doing the some just other background. They may be going to work with Annotate, but it's not preferable for data scientist and data engineering domain platforms.
So that's actually I'm matching my profile. So my profile is completely DevOps related. So is this workable for me, or I need to means that's actually I'm
You
looking.
already working with a DevOps, am I right?
Yeah, correct.
So you have some experience with the DevOps with the scripting references and coding references also, correct?
Mhm. Yeah, that's actually I'm looking
Uh,
in my most of the work experience on the AWS side. So that's actually I'm looking this sort of data Nova, the white Nova. These are all matching with the my profile or not.
You, you already started and you're working with a operations domain as a development operation domain DevOps platform.
Yeah,
So it's a layer with you maybe enter into the ML ops or AI ops also in the future. You are not even you may be enter into the development also. We cannot assure it. But you have some experience with the DevOps, with the scripting development. Am I right? That's you're doing currently. At
correct.
least you must enter into the scripting. At least you must do some programming with Python. At least basics you are going to catch up. And SQL concept you know very well. This is how you're doing with a DevOps platform. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
You're working with a Terraform or other tools, something like.
Yeah, we are mostly used for Terraform, Ansibles, even some Python coding also. And
Then you are close to the data only, so no problem. I'm saying if you are working in that teacher domain, or you are working with HR domain, or just in that analytics with management role that you are doing with Excel, there they maybe struggle with our data domains platform practices. Not for you. You usually adapt and you can usually learn it fast. That's a 100% sure.
thanks, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, yes.
So
Hi, yes, I'm Shan. So I have some questions. So I'm actually working on currently in as a Spark developer in Scala and also Airflow expert actually in Python, and also like little bit I'm using this one for actually RAG programming. So here actually my question is for MCP server. So are you teach about more into the Spark like how can I integrate the Spark with MCP server? And how can I actually Airflow integrate it with the MCP server? And so these kind of things you'll be teach here.
Yeah, exactly. We already developed some MCP servers with the Spark development knowledge with the joins and the Kafka integrations and the table data reads, something we have done it. And that is sample demo we already posted on our YouTube channel. You can refer it and you can do the practices additional also. I would like to introduce my trainer for you. You can raise directly with him. He is a bit busy. So far, my request only join the call today. So he is Mr. Ladli Patel. So he is completely in that across the Saudi Arabia. Many of the people know about him, and he is very good speaker with the Google Cloud, seamless, and multiple places. He is discussing a lot, and he is very exposure with the AI domain platform. So what are the queries you can directly reach to him and get the inputs from him? Okay, I just give you the chance to him. Ladley,
yeah,
please
hey,
take over
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
discuss
yeah.
with him.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. This is Lagle. I work for a bank in Saudi. I'm from India, Karnataka. So it's been great journey. So I started my career as a Java developer, and then I moved to big data. I was a Hadoop developer back in 2012, 13. At the time, it was quite new. And then I was hired um, in AI team as a big data engineer. So that's where my journey of AI started in 2015. After that, I was a senior manager in India, and then I moved to Saudi 3 years ago. So it's been pretty great journey. I'm a leading speaker in Middle East. I speak on AI. I also teach at one university here in Saudi. So I like teaching. That's the reason I'm partnered with Dinesh to become a trainer in his institute to 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 specially teach AI. So let me ask you, like I'll answer all your questions. Before that, let me ask you one fundamental question, right? So why is that any like you see there was one recent paper from MIT. If you just search MIT's recent AI failure paper, you'll see there is a long description which MIT has given why there are lots of GenAI agentic investments have failed. It's a big story. They've written a big paper that 95% of the projects they fail, especially in the GenAI and agentic AI space. The investment what companies have made have not succeeded. So anyone, why do you think? Like if, I know you're all working. I'm just curious to know why do you think there's a failure, high failure in generative AI or agentic AI space? I'm not talking about classic machine learning. I'm talking about only these chatbots of the world. Um, why do you think there's a less success?
Because
Anyone?
of the security. because of the security and as well as making actually like managing the large chunks of data in vector DBs and all those things, and making actually like a similarity search for sign similarities is not that and good. Sometimes the question similarity is like ranking is like close to one, but distance is very high. So this kind of because of this kind of things, it is failing.
Okay, security is one. Second is like the scaling of the vector search, setting up the vector database, finding the relevant information, getting the trust from from the business is second. Okay, so one component is security. Second is more on the engineering. Okay, so anyone else? Okay,
So maybe like today AI is with everyone's hand. So maybe the input sometimes comes from the AI. So it's like more like a AI versus AI nowadays.
yes, exactly. So you know Parag, right? Twitter for XCO. So
Mm.
he recently launched one startup where AI is talking to AI. So that's where he claims when you see his few months video when he was back to the mainstream, he's saying that future customers are agents. You are right. Okay, this is one more. Okay, what else? Some lady. What was that? There was one more question. Let's be casual, guys. Forget about training and all. I'm just trying to understand, and then I'm trying to pitch what I'm trying to say. Right? I'll come to that. What the reason why I'm asking all of this, and you will also get the reason why Dinesh and I are working together. He has got completely different background. I have got completely different background. Why we are working together is what you will get to know. The when you try to think.
Actually, hi, Ladil.
Yeah.
Good evening here. Actually, from my own experience, I can say something. From there, I can understand. I realize that some of the managers, the leadership, when I come the meeting, they are saying, do AI without. They don't know clear object because all are speaking about the AI. Okay, just copy paste your prompt. You can get the clarity. So they are saying whatever they are saying. Now, just there is no any proper planning without planning. The leadership want to alignment with some of the things that time being they are managing something. They are not they don't know about the workflow. They don't know realistic expectation, the project real what is going on with the client, because regularly we are attending meeting what is going on here and there, we know about that. Just one day they come, do the copy paste work in that you can get like that way. So what I understand, what I realized, leadership is there, but they don't know what the how to use that. There is no any proper planning, that integration, how would be happen, the integration, the workflow, the misalignment. These are the things when I search it over there, I come to know some of the things failed because of the we are having one job portal like that, one of the things. Whenever we are having any issue in that, we can use them, but I'm not using so far because it's not giving proper. uh, so just they are saying. So I saw that AI is just not like that. It has so many. It's not giving proper answer also sometimes. So that is something missing. I understood that. This is my experience. So something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Thank you so much. Like, so look at her response. Like, this is deep. When you try to connect the dots. So, like, we are all, for example, if you see from like if like if you're into service business, right? If you're into service business, then you are trying to prove to or convince client that that we are AI driven, right? The mid management without knowing what the limitation. They don't know the deep technical knowledge. They don't have clue about the technical knowledge. All they want to do is they impress the end client that they are using AI. Whereas the client side, they want to impress their board for the investors or something like that, that they are using AI without knowing what exactly the limitations, without knowing the technical. So there is a lot of yeah, as you said, the integration challenges and all, right? There is a lot of hidden technical debts where the mid management, the leadership mid management, the majority of them, they don't know the hidden technical debts, especially debts, right? It works fine in a laptop. The reason why we combine it works really fine in the laptop. When we are trying to take it to the production, when it works really good in local PC, and when you are trying to take it to production, that you will not be able to without aligning with lots of stakeholders, without aligning with lots of people. And product taking to production is really not that easy, especially in generative environment. Not just from taking copy pasting the code to production, but there are a lot of challenges which post deployment we need to take care of activities, right? Which most of the times fails. So okay, what I did is, like, before the session, I'd like to share the screen, Dinesh, if you allow me.
So
What I did is, yeah,
yeah, you are saying something just like it is some poor quality data. That's why it's am
yeah,
I
poor,
failing?
yeah, poor, one of the reasons, all the reasons which were answered, right? This integration, mid management not availing security. Like, if you see the answers which we received, like, the integration was the challenge, one of the challenge. The security was another point out. Leadership, not knowing the technical depths is another challenge, right? Integration. These are the challenges which were highlighted. So before coming to, right, let me share, like, all I did is I just did a prompt. Okay, all I did is, okay, I'll just share my screen. Why data engineering is important for LLM? This is the prompt. Nothing. No fancy stuff. Okay, I just prompted. You can also prompt this, right? From your like, we all have access to this tool, right? So fantastic tool in front of us. So I just did the same thing. You know, the one of the thing which you just now highlighted is that high quality data, which clean text. This requires heavy data engineering. Which is fine. Which is one of the component, right? This is what one of the answers, right? The RAG is not giving the right answer, right? The search is not proper. The RAG is not giving the right answer. This is one of the answers which I got it right. So retrieval augment is all about 80% of the data engineering, and 20% of the modeling. I'll give exact scenario what happened a year ago. Exactly a year ago, we built a RAG with smaller data. So, like let's say 80 PDFs were there, and it was quite really good. And then all we have to do is connect to SharePoint, and then build simple vector database, and then have a simple chat interface for our business analyst. Like, our business analyst sitting in the bank, they wanted to build like, they wanted to see if there is any new requirement comes, is that the similar requirement implemented before or not. There are only 80 BRDs, business requirement document, we uploaded. Everything was fine. It was just a POC, right? No fancy, no data engineering, nothing. It was just a simple POC. They gave the SharePoint data, and then they asked us to build. Everything was seamless in the POC. Now they were really happy. Now they wanted to scale. Now it's just not the SharePoint. They gave access to the Jira. They gave access to the Confluence, which had all of these, not just the BRDs, RFCs, project IDs, which not just a SharePoint, Jira database, Confluent database, right? So now the things it got complex. And now what happened is that we promised, like, we gave that POC, the 80 PDFs POC, in weeks. Now they wanted to build this at a production level. Even taking that 80 PDFs to production system, there were lots of challenges. Integration, uh, like, these are all data ingestion, chunking, vector store. How do you scale vector store? How do you build the script? How do I write that? How do I refresh these workloads? What if new RFC comes? What if new BRD comes? What if new Jira story gets created? What if new Confluent got created? How do I align all of this to make it more sync? It is all the data engineering skills we needed. It's all the data engineering skills. Now the problem is, data engineering, most of the people, they don't understand what exactly we are trying to do. So a regular data engineer, what they do is they have a regular flow, Airflow or Spark, is sometimes classic machine learning too. Their job is to scale, right? No, they don't understand what exactly the chunking means, what exactly embedding means. How do I refresh? So what exactly the search means? This all comes from AI engineer. So data engineers should know these things, or AI engineers should know all of these. So now comes the challenge, right? You need to have the best of these worlds. Someone who is best of these worlds. There are many things. I take input from Dinesh. I know I may be high level, but I really don't know. What if I want to really do ingestion from all of these SharePoint, Jira, and I really don't know all of these. Like, how do I sync it, put it to Airflow so that I get the data, or should like I should schedule it in a way that if this completes, if this fails, they should not start. All of these things I really don't know at a deeper level in a production in an automated manner. So I need help from data engineer. So this is just a second answer, right? Now compliance. Someone talked about governance special. I really don't know how to mask PII data. I really don't know if my vector database has some sort of controls which I really don't know. So there was one scenario that from those requirement document, there was one project from those requirement document, we have to remove some royal family's name. If that is there, we need to mask. I really don't know how to do that. How do I do? What are the encryption technologies? How do I encrypt the embedding? So either I have to learn this, or we have to enable AI engineer to learn the data engineering. So that's where this second real time agent. I as a data scientist, I really know only about a simple like a batch day minus one. How do I integrate the code in a way that the same code unifies both batch and real time? So there was many scenarios where we wrote a separate code for streaming, separate code for batch. So how do I enable these two? So we need someone who understands this, right? So this is again a data engineering. Feature store, scaling, GPUs. This is one of the real challenge which we face. Initially, they said the users were only 20 and they for these 80 PDFs or for all of these. Initially, there were only 20 users. They'll use only daytime, right? Now, because it got like it was only for internal business analysts. They extended to the project managers. The chatbot got extended to the project manager, leadership, program managers, portfolio managers, to the external vendors. So I really don't know how many requests come, how many requests goes, how do I handle this scale, how do I take care external vendors when we are trying to give access to our chatbot to the external vendors. There is a separate. It is going outside the bank. How do I do this? I really don't know. Like, these are all the things which made me to think that we need something bigger than this, right? We need something bigger than chatbot. So there needs to be a separate encryption, the login mechanism, the authentication, that how external parties who is sitting outside the bank should get access to our previous document. What layer? So these are all things which requires, when you see this, right? The summary, I'll just summarize. I mean, when you see this, a great data scientist or ML engineer, if you see, right, they can really build a model. But only engineers make these things into production, right? Take it to the scale. Solution is reliable. And they have done it at multiple scale, right? The data engineering is something which is done. So that's the reason when you see the three layers, the first layer, which Dinesh explained you, is more focused on the data itself, like data engineering. Second layer is a generic AI component, which he highlighted. Like, when you do all of these, right? When you understand, and there are many overlapping topics. Okay, so the RAG, which we are talking in the second layer, but actually the many concepts will be covered in the first layer itself, and the only AI related things will be covered. So you look at both lens, data engineering lens. When I will also be there along with the Dinesh to answer your queries which you are looking from a AI engineer lens, right? And then when you complete the data engineering and the AI side, then comes the cloud, right? Cloud, why cloud is required? You cannot fly without cloud. When you understand both data engineering and AI, the GCP is something which I am very close to. I use in my day-to-day life. In Saudi also, it is one of the leading cloud provider. AWS is something it is not there. But when you understand, like, convey, I'll try to convey you in a way that, okay, what is the relevant for you in AWS or in Azure. So it becomes very difficult to cover but I think it's an opportunity also for you. Like, if you learn the data engineering, solid data engineering, to learn the AI, you're not learning the regular data engineering, by the way. You are learning the data engineering to scale the LLM use cases. That's where your unique selling point comes into picture. So then comes the cloud part. So if let's say if you are learning AWS, I'm talking about BigQuery, for example, or I'm talking about agent builder in GCP. When you are trying to do multi-agentic use cases, then there comes the opportunity for you to do the assignments in AWS. There's a learning here. It's a win-win. But again, it is very difficult to cover all of these. So the reason why we structured, why we partnered, is to combine the strengths. I can say that I know data engineering, but I'm really not expert. Dinesh can say that he knows the AI, but something which I have, he may not, vice versa. So this is what we combine these two along with the cloud. So I may say that I know AWS. I may not be expert like you guys, like who is working really on AWS. So this is where we combine all of these. I showed you, instead of showing you PPT and all, I showed you why it is important, and then to make it. And this is something unique skill, right? This was the same scenario when I started in AI space. So when data engineering was not at all there. Like if you go back 10 years ago, right? The scale what we have, the data engineering, it was more on the software engineering role. It was there, but why data engineering separate field? You can say that ETL developer was there, data warehouse guys were there, but they were expert in SQL and ETL. They were not expert in automation and Python and then Sparks of the world. Sparks of the world plus the previous data warehouse guys combined together to become a data engineer. When you really see how these roles got added. So similarly, there will be roles, especially maybe there will be new role you don't know at, but there will be more importance to these kind of role where you scale these LLM use cases. And there are hardly people who are teaching. Mostly people are teaching only LLM component, MCP component. But how do you scale is something which are not, there's hardly any curriculum. Before I take any questions, I'd like to complete this part. The people who are successful, right? Who are successful, right? Successfuls are those techie companies. When you see Netflix, when you see Amazon, Google, all these are tech savvy companies. Tech savvy companies have success like metas of the world, where their data engineering is very solid. Netflix, when you see Netflix or Meta, their data engineering, the programmers they were able to achieve at this scale. Only reason is the core software development, their thought process is always from the day one is to scale. So they have this skill. Those people who in the MRT's paper, if you deep dive, those people who got the 5% success, if you go deeper in them, only reason why they are successful is because they had a strong IT slash strong software engineers slash strong data engineers, rather than you can say the core AI itself. So I'll pause. We covered lots. I'll talk a lot. I like to talk also, but feel you can ask any questions.
Yes, feel free to ask any questions for them. He is ready to answer for you.
Yeah, Ledil, actually, for me, only one question.
Yeah.
When we're talking about PAI data, because usually I know that we encrypt the data, then only we can deploy it normally without using AI. Whatever if PA data is, we have to, before deployment, we have to give some UT testing and a mask encrypted is whether it is, then only DA will approve, they've been deploying usually. But coming to AI, yeah, definitely we are using private only, not public. Okay, even though that it has violation, so data leak risk also there. Sometime that our office itself, data governance team will not allow some of the
Allow,
things.
yes.
Some of the things. These are the policy approval is there. Something is there, a legal issue. Everything is how to handle by. These are the things how to handle by, how to give the justification for to them while using PI data to deploy it. That time we are using AI related deployment. That time we are encrypting whatever doing, but through AI pipeline means how would be? I am having question on this. Are you
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
my point? What I
yeah,
was.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
See,
Fine.
yes. See, this is the problem, right? When you were talking to about AI,
Mm,
like you need to take approval when you are taking to production, right? When you are going through the release cycle, right? So you need to take approval from cyber security control functions. You need to take approval from compliance. You need to take approval from data privacy, data quality, governance team. All of these things are critical component of it. So we'll for like it goes to use case. Now, how do you explain? This is what I told, right? I mean, the scenario which we have. If you find any name with Royal Highness, for example, right? A Royal Highness, for example, XYZ the name, right? Then then comes the challenge that they said you need to encrypt that. You need to replace that name with something else, right? So this is where the prompt engineering component came, and then we explained those scenarios that to the data governance team, especially the privacy team within the data governance privacy team. We explained the use case which we have that we are building to something to Royal Family. Then the scenario of the prompt engineering, which replaces. We are not using any tools, say if we have any name which starts with Royal Highness and then XYZ, then we have a prompt engineering within the tool itself that it find out and then change it to something else, right? And then we gave all the scenarios, test case scenarios. And we also told them that, this is for the internal use only. We're not exposing to the royal family. If they find anyone finds this something that AI is making the mistake, they can give the feedback to it. And in the response which we are giving to the business analysts, right, for the BRDs, we have clearly highlighted. They asked us to that the response what you see is the AI generated. So please make sure that you review all of these. So there are two types we did. One is that we added the controls, aligning with them that this is what it happens, right? And then second is that giving the clear outcome, right? The people who are consumer of this application, they know that this is the AI generated. These two were our scenarios, but in your case, there will be lots of scenarios like pers- in our case, for example, if you are using my name, it's not problem at all, right? So you cannot link it. You cannot with the name. There can be many Ladles, right? There can be many Ladle Patels, or maybe let's say less. Ladle Patel sir is the unique name, maybe less. But the name is okay in our case. What is not okay is the mobile number. What is not okay is our national ID. Uh, these were added through the regular security protocols, right? Regular hashing technology, which we have, like as in our data lake, we have something called hashing technology, like which hashes these keys. We also have a tool to do that. These were okay. Phone number was not okay. National ID was not okay. Name was okay. Gender was okay. Salary was okay. We had a data classification, right? What type of data we have, like a super confidential, like private, super confidential, super private, the data classification. So the use case to use case is differ. If you have use case, anything, we will figure it out together to convince the use case which I am doing. I'm not saying that I know everything. The use case which we had, we did research and then they convinced with the outcome. Sometimes it's also about leadership, right? Our leadership wants to use AI. Compliance team wants to use AI in our case. So it becomes very easy when you go top down sometimes and also explain. But there is no yes or no, or there is no recipe for say direct recipe. Genuinely speaking, but even if you are
Also,
specific, I'll take it separately and then we can sit together and figure it out your scenario and use case.
yeah, additional inputs to Chitra, I would like to inform you. The classifications, we can split the data in the multiple phases. And if only the classified data will be converted into the encryption model, and it's going to be point to the AI. And AI can understand the data and the tokenizations only. So we can provide the foreign key relationship inputs, and the output, once we are getting back, we can replace with our existing value and provide the deliverable to the customer. This is also possible.
Yeah, actually, that's okay, Nish. Actually, what I'm talking manually, what we are doing, if it is finding any PA related, first we are segregating those. These are the column blanks to yeah, PA related column. Those column we are encrypted. Then we are deploy it. Then only DA will go. See, it has separate form. Manually we are doing it. It has take time. So manually we are doing these are the tasks. What I'm asking, AI automatically detect the you said no classify the what are the PA and all automatically detect. But what is my question? If I give to PA related data to AI, it has data leakage also available. Even private AI only we are using in the company itself. That time some misuse were because it's observed the that it's holding the our private information also. It's giving encrypted, but it's holding. It's the storage device. It's holding the brain is holding that secret. Is it correct? If it is
Yes,
financial
Yes.
yes,
data, if it is
yes.
financial, how to handle in future? That is my question because it's not about others. It's we are also on that playground. So that how would be that?
So as long as it's not connected to internet, it is
Uh,
fine. I mean, as long as it is not connected to internet, it
ah,
is fine. Yes.
in this case, how to handle this PA? Like that.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we can use whatever AI. PA means any precaution is there when we give PA related information. I know that. Yeah, I know this is my Aadhaar card. I don't give to any like that. I know. But coming to AI, when we sorry PA information when we give to you said no that AI. We can automatically it has classified super duper it is classified super duper it's finding it automatically encrypted. Yeah, I accept that without manual interruption whatever automation and all is doing super. But what is our workflow? It is not working for PI related things. Now for that purpose how to handle that is any security is there. uh, Up to you can you can play the data, otherwise you can't play like that. Any we are giving any PK related for FK related data, no? So like that, is there any restriction in that AI itself? Are you getting my point?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, I can understand.
uh,
And even earlier also, so there only the data engineering play the picture, because the
okay.
data engineering will help to provide the input feeds to the AI model. So all the
Oh,
page encryption and the decryptions, everything we are taking care, and only we just feed into that our AI model, and then AI model can understand this because AI model doesn't know whether it is a PA or non-PA. It apply the encryption model to understand the data behavior with respect to your inputs and making that AI model influences in the backend based on your customizations, prompting and all, and then it will be delivering the output. This is happening mostly.
okay.
That you share your inputs also.
Yeah, yeah. See, again, it's very tricky. It is again, like we'll go deeper. Genuinely, we'll go deeper and then figure out the solution together. But listen, in our case, we have a private AI. Like in our case, like which is on-prem. The use cases, which most of the use cases are on-prem. There are few uses on cloud, but it is handled by the company's IT team itself. The security, infra, networking is there itself, right? So it is not going outside. That what conclusion what we have, it is learning from again the information what we give. For example, Aadhaar card. Look, whenever you get Aadhaar card number, you take it, encrypt, and give it back. But it is taking that Aadhaar number. The LLM is taking the Aadhaar number, and then okay, whenever you find that name, it is taking doing encryption, and then for the end user, it is not showing the Aadhaar number, but it himself has that Aadhaar number, right? So the
Yes.
LLM model itself has that Aadhaar number. So the problem is that okay, what if that model takes and then gives that to internet, right? Like this is what your concern, isn't it?
Yes, yes, actually, exactly. Now we
So
are working
yes,
in
yes,
company. It has data governance team. Every team is there. They will look after whatever happen. And we can worry
yeah,
about that. We
yeah,
can come,
yeah,
deploy it. Our work is completed. We are coming. But coming to my side, how would be that is the problem? No, so that
yeah.
yeah,
So
someone
this is
using
the
our data. No, so that
Yes, yes. See, this is the
uh,
concern, right?
uh,
This is the bigger picture. What you were talking about. This is really bigger picture. No, again, we can to a certain extent we can control this. Like in our case, we told that it is not connected to the internet, external internet. Whatever it learns, relearns. First of all, it cannot relearn automatically. All these models are trained, right? Instructed to the train, right? It is not cannot learn automatically. But that information which went to that is stored, is like it is learned, it is relearning and learn, right? The program you want to also relearn that, like fine tuning should be done, right? It should automatically relearn, it should become smarter and smarter. During that journey, it remembers all of this information, right? During that journey, it actually behaving like that. It remembers all of those information. And as long as it's not connected to internet, things should be fine. But there will be maybe there will be some sort of new controls from cybersecurity. Maybe there will be new controls from some leading entities, right? So who is running AI, where they will enforce that. Okay, so when like it should remove automatically when it is not useful. Like once it gives the information, right? When you pass the Aadhaar card number, it gives the response. Don't keep that information, right? Remove it automatically delete it from your memory. Don't keep it from memory. Just giving an example, right? Thinking loud with you, giving just an example. There should be controls like that. Maybe there some people are already working. Maybe there are some controls LLM is providing that. At this point, if you ask me, I genuinely don't know. But there has to be some solution. We'll figure it out. I mean,
Yeah.
I can really figure it out for this scenarios, right? And this is also learning for me. Like there are different scenarios.
Hi, Lani. So
Yeah,
this
hi.
kind of security data, yeah. So this kind of security data is the good actually option for RAG because people are more about now going to the big RAG because of the security reasons and all those things. So this can be
True.
exactly this data can be actually like go to particular own like a disk based like ChromaDB or something, and after that you can filter out providing the LLM on metadata filters. You know, that is the one of the very actually popular called the metadata and key and value. You can whatever you tell that okay, you have to encryption, but you have to provide your metadata. Okay, this is the key and this is the column name, this is the value. So, and if you are filtering based on the metadata, like before providing to the LLM and getting the data also from response and only like particular like response will get by filtering again on the metadata. So it will not solve the actually like security things because people are morely working on RAG because of this. So what I understood, they are just actually using their own chunking algorithms like regressions, algorithms or retrieval algorithms they are using and storing into the own disk. And after that, they are doing some kind of metadata filtering to providing to the LLM and all those things. So RAG will not solve this kind of issue. So basically, people are now talking about, but I don't know, but people are now talking about 2026 is the RAG world because again, company back to the RAG, or maybe it will be 1-2 phase of now war. One will be the RAG and another will be the NA10. So, so
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yes. Yeah. For agentic AI use cases, anything for no code, low code, if you're using, yes, could be useful. We use. But yeah, Dinesh mentioned, we can have some examples during our session. If you'd like to, like some workflows from like some banking workflows, complex workflows, you know, hire to retire workflow, for example, or compliance automation use cases, which we have some sort of entire agentic workflows we can do through NA10. Some of the examples during our session. But as Dinesh mentioned, if you see the problem with this custom solution or no code solution is that the banks will for example, I work for bank. I am referring to the bank, but any organization, right? They don't want to rely heavily on one vendor, and then there will not be any customization. There are tools. There are tools like Data Robot, Data IQ, Data Robot, for example, in classic machine learning. I know for the fact that there are many places where we want to customize some of these information. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. So instead, it is better to stick with open source stack, where you get some customization. It is good as a starting point, but as you're scaling, like Uber, for example, Uber builds the tools. Everything is through open source. So everything is through open source. Meta builds the tools. Everything is through open source. Similarly, like these N8N data robot, data IQ, and all, they are very good as a starting point to scale. And if you're also not into the business, right? For example, bank is not into the coding business or IT's business. Bank's job is to do the day-to-day operations, right? So for them, okay, N8N or Python or GCP, it doesn't matter as long as they are serving the customer faster and then they are meeting the customer demand, right? They would prefer go with N8N versus versus like a tech giants or versus like a service-based companies. And then when you learn only N8N, so you will be stick to that. Like you will have your value will be only till N8N. Like there will be some other tool which will come tomorrow. So it is very difficult unless before like SaaS. If you are working in a SaaS AI in SaaS, right? It has got its own value till date in banking context. I'm talking about. So it is like we can customize the some of the use cases according to however you need. It's just a one, maybe let's say additional half an hour, 40 minutes. Once you learn all of these use cases, right? Implement using Python, LangChain, LangGraph, all of these, and then you can just like let's take the same example using N8N, and then you see this say, wow, this is so fast. Super fast. We can do that because it becomes very less like when you understand what is agent, how agent works, how they connect together, how the orchestration happens. Then when you learn all of these, and then using drag and drop tool is just a 40-minute session, maybe to do two examples
Yeah.
as an
So
additional.
I have a last one
Mhm.
question. So basically, I saw that is a very good syllabus you people design. So basically, but I'm actually like start my career as a Java developer. Then I moved to MapReduce, Hive, Impala, and to the big data world for more than 7 years. Then after that,
Mm.
still now I'm actually doing actually big data stops only like. But I because I never get a chance to work on machine learning, but I did not actually chance to learn to the machine learning thing. But in India, people are telling like, okay, without machine learning, data engineering value is nowhere. So basically, yeah, because I work lots in the PySpark, Spark, and like Kudu, Impala, Hadoop, big Hadoop ecosystem. Still now also people are using like all telecom domains and from the telecom domains. So people are using actually big Due Telecom is also using Hadoop clusters and all those things. And also like we are moving to GCP, like GCP BigQuery and all those things, but I never actually worked on machine learning because I did not get a chance to learn the machine learning because that work is like that, like the data quality and cleaning
Yeah.
the data, build the source, then do the orchestration through the airflow. So now what will be like without knowing the machine learning, do you think that data engineering can sustain like learning the AI very well with the data engineering stops
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, why you didn't learn all of this? Because you didn't get an opportunity. You didn't get a use case to solve, right? You're busy in your day-to-day life. You don't have time, right? You don't have that problem statement to solve using AI, right? For data engineering, you don't have an AI problem to solve using data engineering, right? The skills what you have. See, for example, I was good in MapReduce, right? I like in 2012, 13. So if the use case is not related to machine learning, the MapReduce job, like just to count what are the top songs, for example, or to process a huge amount of data to index to index some of the articles, for example, or text articles. So these are the regular ETL work, right? In my case, I had SAS code written in 2015. I'm talking about when I used to work on MapReduce to do data engineering work. When I was hired in 2015 in AI team as a big data engineer, the problem statement for me was to classify some of the text document using big data tools. At that time, the top big data tool, which was in production, Spark was there. Spark streaming and all were coming up. Spark ML was also there. But then their code was there was one already person who had joined before me. So he was also having similar profile like me. So basically, we had to use something called Apache Mahout, which is the MapReduce base, yeah, which is the MapReduce base for machine learning in big data. Uh, so during this process, the task was to classify text using MapReduce world, which is the Apache mount. So that's it. Okay. So when the problem is like that, that you are bound to learn, right? You are bound to learn. Okay. So then my start. Okay. What is classification? Okay. What is this label? What is this input? What is this output? What is the feature engineering? What, like there was a SAS code written. It was actually written in SAS code. It was written in SAS, SAS, SAS. So they wanted. It was written in PC. And how did they wrote? They had a data. They extracted the data in CSV, and then they created that SAS code, and they hired us instead of taking that CSV, read the data from tables, and then build this, automate this, productionize this, and make it available to the end consumer. Now, when I was and why can't SAS do SAS? No, SAS is not capable of doing that. SAS is good in doing POCs. Was good in doing parallel processing at that time, like in Hadoop and all. Now, during that journey, I have to learn, sit next to data scientists. I have to learn what is this code is all about. Then find out solution in Apache Mahout, how to do this feature engineering, how to do this machine learning. They use something like logistic regression. I had no clue in 2015 what is logistic regression. So then I had to search for the syntax and logistic regression, and then learn. Uh, I didn't learn what is logistic regression. I just learned the syntax in the initial days, copy pasted whatever SAS code was there in Mahout, implemented the entire pipeline. Then to attend interviews, I learned what is logistic regression. To attend interviews and all. So because in the interview they'll ask the theory part, uh, but while doing that code translation, for me it was just okay. What is logistic regression? It's to classify yes or no. Okay, why it is used? Okay, what is this prediction? So, to answer your question, I'm taking long step to answer your question because this is my scenario what one went through. I had an opportunity to work. Similarly, in this syllabus, in this core curriculum, see, you will when Dinesh is talking about data engineering, you will have the problems of AI. So you will have the problems of AI. So you know Airflow, you know DAG, but to do regular work, not to do AI use case. Now, in this course, you will learn the data engineering from AI lens. You will have a problem statement about AI. Then you will learn, okay, you will ask questions. What is this? I don't know. You will ask, okay, which use case? Why are you talking about all of this? So then you will have more clarity. So you will look at you solving the problem of AI using data engineering. So you don't have to learn Airflow. You know, you already know. You don't have to learn what is Hive. You don't know, you don't have to know what is managed table, what is external table, how to do partitioning, what are the different types of partitioning. All of these things you already know, right? Now you are looking at AI problem. Other way around. There are some data scientists who knows what is classification, who knows, but he will look at from a Dinesh angle, right? So this is where the unique strength comes into play together with Dinesh being an expert in data engineering with AI skills, use cases. I am being expert in AI with data engineering little bit. I'll say little bit because it's very big field. Then comes the combination. So you will learn this during this. So do you really have to know all of these? Like you have to know machine learning and all? We will cover those, whatever required. Our core curriculum. Do you have to know Python? We will cover. Yes, you have to know Python. You don't have to have a prerequisite. We will cover in our syllabus to a certain extent to cover this. We will give the assignments to go to the next level, right? So what is required from PySpark? Before PySpark, you know to do Python. There are data scientists, they don't know what is PySpark. So we will cover that. So in a way that you learn, you are sitting in your own expertise. If you're a data scientist, you are sitting in your data science itself, but you are looking into the shoes of data engineer. And if you're a data engineer, you are sitting of. So why are we doing all of these? Will I become expert? No, not necessarily. So it becomes like if you're a data engineer and you say that you're data engineer to support data scientists, then the CV of getting selected is higher, and that's where the roles are now future. So you becoming ready. Similarly, if you are AI engineer, look, I already know AI and all. Why should I learn data engineering? So you are right, but to scale, that adding the data engineering skills is where it will take you to the next step because doing POC will not make you successful. So scaling your AI use case will make for that you need to know data engineering. So will you become data engineering? We don't know. Like maybe yes, if it is a startup. Maybe no, if it is a big organization, you close the work with data engineer. But you will have to explain what data engineering is. You will have to understand. So that becomes your unique role, right? That gives you edge. That gives you edge, right? That gives you upper hand compared to others. So that's where you will miss out. Or that's where like you will have, but will you become expert in all? No, not necessarily. You will not become expert in all of this. You will be expert in your area, what you are doing. But you choose one. There will be scenarios, the DevOps person, right? They may not know anything about all of this. But how will it help you? It will help you to add AI into your area, right? In your DevOps areas. And maybe you will become a data scientist. Maybe you will become an AI engineer as a next step, as a deeper research. What this course gives is unifies that both data engineering and AI brings together to scale the AI use case at production, which where there is a high chance the failure of the projects is because of these two skills are not combined.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for nice explanation. Thanks.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Dinesh,
So as you,
please
yeah,
ask.
sorry. So yeah, as you said, like the ML basics, like whatever required, we will be covering it. So that was one of the questions that I had. Thanks for answering it. And the other part is like the deployments, right? Like so, as you said, like currently I had learning experience with Dinesh in the past as a data engineer, and now I work for a company, a product-based company. But uh, so as you said, like most of the times, like we get the POC from the machine learning engineers or the data scientists. So where they give their POC, as you said, like we've been struggling when to scale up the things, right? Like
Yeah.
as you said, like business requirement documents, we have articles which we have to publish. So the which with like limited number of PDFs, they have created some POC where it automatically generates a news from the data set that is in the Databricks using Genie and all those things. But yeah, when we put it into like a scalable thing, there are like missing patches here and there, like a lot of things. So in that terms, like
Hey.
coming to the deployment part of it, like can you say like how we cover it, like in terms of um, Docker containerization and yeah, scalability of the compute and stuff like that.
So that's where we can add this part, right? That's where we are trying to go with Vertex AI and the clouds of the part, because everything is abstract there, right? And then Cloud Run is what we are trying to use. Everything is abstract there, so it becomes very easy for us to explain. However, for your solution, if you need some sort of this as a CI/CD pipelines through Docker to Kubernetes, some sort of customization to automate this stuff, right? We can add that component, right? So CI/CD pipelines through Docker and Kubernetes, right? So this how you take this POC, which is like from a, like you must have done, like if you know Docker and Kubernetes for regular software project, how this is done to this, take us this scenarios, like we can say common document, what are the extreme scenarios which comes into picture, the failure scenarios, chunking scenarios, when it becomes irrelevance, all of these things, the scaling, load balancing, all of these scenarios we can cover as one session as an additional. But most of the things are abstract. That's the reason we're planning to go with cloud. However, we are happy to customize through containerization to Docker and Kubernetes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question I had, because like similar, I mean, equivalent to vector AI, like in AWS we have this Bedrock, right? So that's where
Bedrock,
the
yes.
POC was built on. So they used Bedrock to connect, and from the from the UI they are triggering the Lambda function. Lambda function in turn talk to the triggers the Bedrock pipeline, and it gets the output out of it, and then put it on. So that was the pipeline that
Put
we
it
called
into
it as a
S3,
POC. Yeah.
S3, yeah. Put it into S3 and then does the Bedrock vector. embedded and all is okay. It's interesting use case. Yeah. By the way, one more thing. I would like to highlight one other thing which I am teaching at my home as an offline batch here to students who have a different background. Okay, so see, one way is something we are teaching right now. The use cases what we have is the generic use case, right? The at home what Dinesh and I are teaching is mostly offline, right? We spend a lot of time. Here is the domain driven use case itself. A use case which you are talking about, right? You will learn build use cases like relevant to you only. Like I will teach banking use case in this course, especially. I may not spend much time with you on like your use case, but I like to have that as an assignment that you do to your use case. That's the learning. That's what Dinesh and I are doing at home as offline, right? It's like tailored to you. So this learning, what we are doing, this learning is giving us exposure to the other departments, other functions, how other people think apart from banking. So this use case, what you talk, like very interesting. Like I like to sit, understand, and then build what you did, right? As an offline separate discussion. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Balasundar, so the containerization, we are already started with our data engineering domain and interfaces with our ML model, especially MCP server. We are planning to go with the containerizations. So we already have a lot of containers we have already built up, and we are going to make the interfaces with them and do the practices. With the cloud is GCP, we are planning to go with the cloud runner interfaces. Got it?
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Any other questions?
We'll cover, guys.
Yeah,
Don't worry. We'll cover. We'll customize. This is also a drive for us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Shantanu. So what are the actually MCP use case you will be covered here as perspective to data engineering?
Dinesh would like to take.
No problem. Actually, data engineering domain, especially Spark interfaces are available. We are planning to cover the MCP use cases most related to the Spark and the interfaces of data engineering domains with Hive tables or Iceberg tables, something like we are planning to go forward. Because that's the basics. Because agentic AI is a part of your data engineering platform is going to play a big role in the future. So you must know that all the agentic interfaces with your data engineering domain. So that's the plan. Later sessions, we may be going to discuss with Flink and other tools also we have in our pipeline queue. As of now, what is the priority? That's we'll be focusing as much as.
So one of the additional you can add as an additional, right? Additional, you can add some of the use case from banking context, right? Which is a real use case, and it is not that tough to build. For example, the use cases which is live, which is on like if you are a mobile app, right? You are using mobile app. I'm not claiming that we will cover this, but maybe if we have a chance, certainly we'll cover. But I worked on this use case. The one use case is on the MCP is that let's say you are transferring like you use the mobile app to transfer your money, right? So the what if you have a text or voice in different languages, for example, that you ask transfer let's say $500 to your father, for example. Now here transfer this becomes very trickier in a banking context, especially that so the entire flow will change. The entire flow will change. Now we can have one. The architecture is like this. We have one middle layer as an MCP with multi-agentic architecture. So there can be questions related to only transfer of money. There can be questions related to the statements. There can be what all things you do in a banking, right? In a mobile app, there are endless possibilities. Like you do transactional and non-transactional activities. Transaction is the transfer of money. You spend money and here and there, transfer money. Non-transaction is like you take the statements, you update your photo, you update your mobile number, you update your new address, you add your dependencies, you issue additional credit card, or you call all of these are financial transactions, right? So here, like, there is one use case which is a big use case, like with with intent, right? Which route agent to call, right? When you say transfer, which agent to call? It's related to functional within functional, transactional functional activities. Within that transfer of the fund, there can be like give me last 10 transactions, top 10 transactions. This is again another. It goes to MC server, identify which agent to call, and then last 10 transaction is the non transactional activities. Then it has to call something else, right? Some other agent. There can be scenarios. One more scenario where you suggest where should I? Uh, I'm spending too much. Suggest me the plan for budget, right? To say me, I have something next 1 year. This is all together. It's a different planner advisor. So this how do I design this? This is what like it's a big use case. We can cover at a high level. With this, if you really want something like agentic with real use case. I'm talking about only banking context here, because I have a deep experience in banking and agentic AI in this scenario. So you can adjust. But Dinesh is a guy where data engineer he is strict. Like we have to be time bounded. He's a time bounded. This takes time, but we can certainly have this customize this within this, or maybe have a separate discussion with this.
Don't worry,
We really want to have
Sundar.
We really want to have the foundation clear for you guys and the real use cases based on how you are coping up.
Later session, I will show some demo with our MCP server. After the demo, so we have today workshop. Once it's over, then I'll show some example with MCP server. So meanwhile, any questions you can ask to the Ladley because he is very bit busy person. He is allocating the time for us. So workshop is not a big matter. We can discuss later also. So any queries related to your AI domain platform, he will guide you a lot because he have a lot of context with top models, AI model developers. So you'll get a lot of interest learning. I'm sure he have very good stuff in that.
All right, guys. So I'll drop off Dinesh. So yeah, I'm there, guys. If you need, please connect to Dinesh. We can get into calls. So I'm really excited to teach this generative AI and agentic AI journey along with the solid data engineering skills. All right, Dinesh, I like to leave.
I have one question, right? So for this AI to learn that, right, we need to have a LangChain and all that, right? That we are going to cover this.
We'll learn LangChain, LangGraph, maybe Crew AI, some of these stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Dinesh, you continue the demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladley's bit busy. He's in travel back to.
Yes.
So thanks for your time, Ladley.
Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Okay, so we'll continue the demo again. Hope you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, Booms. So he has very good experience in this AI domain platform, and he is a very good public speaker. He is attending a lot of workshops, Seamless, GCP, Google, and banking related. Lot of things is available. He is frequently attending, and he is a public speaker. So you have a lot of experience in AI domain. Definitely, it will help you. That's why I just know him in this meeting. Okay, later back what we are going to discuss further. Better we can go faster with the syllabus because this syllabus already you can download from our registration form. I will go through a little bit more faster because we have very less time, and then I will immediately switch into the demo and will show you. Mostly this should be interactive. All your queries and concern must be discussed here. That's our motive. Okay, because the same thing you're going to practice in your courses, so it's not a big deal for you. You will get some confidence and overview what you're going to learn. That's a very, very important thing. Okay, so in machine learning platform, we are going to discuss with everything in the PySpark platform only. We are going to discuss it and data frame and machine learning libraries. A lot of libraries available, linear regression and clustering models. Something is related to the ML libraries with PySpark ML. We are going to discuss it. It's not a basics. It will be intermediate level to advanced level topics we are going to cover because few of them have already exposure with PySpark. So we don't like to give you from the scratch, so we will be give you the architecture and we'll be going to start with the data frame interfaces and transformation. And then we'll be going to work with some ML model libraries to show the accuracy output from our Docker container. And I hope you will get the 3 node cluster and you're going to run all your jobs with the 3 node cluster in your environment. And then natural language processing. So NLP is very, very important with your AI, GenAI model development because LLM is a part of NLP. So you must know that NLP interfaces and NLTK is a kind of library features, bag of words, TF, IDF vectors, and what to vector references, tokenizations, and stemming, lemmatization. These are all the NLP concepts. This will help you to categorize your data and send to your AI model with tokenization basis. So at the time, it will very helpful for you. Without understanding, suppose you're going to enter into the AI model, then you may be going to lost your cost because everything the AI LLM they are going to count based on your tokens. So if suppose you are not understand the basic inferences, then you may be going to spend a lot of money for your cost also. That will be help to reduce it here. Hallucination is a kind of concept where how we are going to overwrite at runtime, that how we are going to practice it. Okay. And then real world NLP practices. What you are going to do that in real time. That's we are going to segregate into the sentiment analysis, classification model, text summarization, text generation, and translation. There is lot of LLM libraries available. Like I said before, Gemma, BERT, Llama, um, GPT. So different models is available. Some of them only for encoders. Some of them is a decoder. Few of them is related to the encoder and decoder. Both will be going to involve with multimodal interfaces. That are all you're going to understand and see some real world examples. How you're going to feed your data, how it's respond back to you. That are you're going to practice it in. And LLM. So once you understand the real world NLP use cases, then LLM is very easy for you. You can easily adapt with your LLM interfaces, like a chat prompting and the vector DB. Already I said a vector DB, what is the purpose? RAG references, they can use it. That's how you're going to practice it. And the Hugging Face is an environment, they are holding a lot of transformers. That's we are going to feed and do the practice with our real time. That's we are going to do that. So in the part of Hugging Face, multi-model development separately is available that we can use it. Like I said, encoder and decoder are inside to the Hugging Face. There is multiple transformer they have involved. That is, we are going to practice it in real time. Okay, got it? Any questions till now?
Means as part of machine learning,
ML is a base.
will you be covering all the algorithms, or how do you, how are you planning to take that particular module, machine learning alone? I'm talking about.
ML model completely we are going with the PySpark ML. We don't go with the basics because nobody is using the basic ML now. ML models. Everybody going with the advanced level and especially most of the company they are migrated to the PySpark ML references and other TensorFlow interfaces when they are going correct. Once LLM is introduced, everybody move from their actual normal ML model to LLM model they are migrating currently. So we are going to discuss all over them here with example basis, and we can see the deep dive in that code entire one step by step. What this is going to be done at, what is the purpose we are doing it, how are we are going to increase the accuracy, how we are doing the fine tuning references with the LLM. These are all we are trying to discuss it. Entire machine learning model, we are going to check with supervised, unsupervised, and clustering basis. That's we are going to completely discuss with the PySpark ML own library, not with the normal library.
Yeah, I
Got it?
understand what you. I mean, in context of PySpark only you are planning to take. I understand totally, but
Mhm.
the information what I'm trying to gather here is when you say machine learning as a whole, you are planning to take the linear regression and there are a number of models, right? You will be covering
Correct.
those as part of supervised and unsupervised learning scope, or how do you plan to take it?
We are planning to go everything related to the LLM interfaces and the NLP basis only we are going to involve it. Example, basics only linear regression, like I will inform you. But in real time, the rainforest is involved and there's some clustering technique they have used it in the backend. That's we are going to see that, and we are going to connect that LLM model inputs with our Spark interfaces, because Spark is going to be pass the input to that our RAG interface. From RAG LLM is going to the pipeline practices. So everything we will be going to align it in the proper. Also, machine learning we are involved that two reason behind most you go for the interview, they are asking the basics of machine learning libraries. And then only they are going to start with LLM. That's why we are involved in the ML models. Otherwise,
We
nobody's
will be
mostly the people. Yeah.
okay. So,
Yes.
so in that context, you will be covering the basics of what the model is going to be, and then right from that, we are going to jump straight into the LLM concept and dig deeper. When I say LLM model, you will be teaching about NLP more, because that is going to be the backbone of the LLM. So our primary
Sure.
focus will be NLP, where we will be doing lots of kind of exercises on NLP, and right after that, we will be getting into LLM. And yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Whatever I said.
Yeah, truth. 100% I agree with your point, because machine learning, you must know the how Spark ML is going to be behaving with the machine learning. Because once you develop everything with the data frame, you are going to provide all your output from the data from transformations only. At the time, how PySpark ML is involved and do the practices with them, that's you're going to do the to do that real-time practices. And then the feed is going to be right into some vector databases. From vector databases, you're going to make the interface with the real LLM. This is the pipeline we are planning.
What about the
Otherwise,
EDA
it's
part? Uh, what about the EDA part? We will be discussing the EDA part in PySpark itself, or are you planning to do it in
the transformations with the PySpark transformation itself, we are going to see something related to the ML related area only we are going to discuss it, because Spark is a very huge. We will take more time with that. We will be going to provide you all the transformation related to the EDA with PySpark, and then we will be kickstart with the ML and the ML PySpark library. We are going to interfaces, and finally we are going to start with our NLP. They are the pipelines, because
Okay.
you must know the foundation. If we are not know the foundation, then directly if you are enter into the AI engineering domain, it's very difficult for you. How you are going to cook up the data with your data engineering domain? That's an important. That's why we involved those things. Once data is ready, then how we are going to feed into your ML model, then how it's going to be communicate each other, then provide the deliverable as we expected. This is what we are going to do in that our courses.
And
Got
in
it?
vector database, do you have any particular database? Are we planning to concentrate, or do we have? I mean, there are
Fires
many
and
vector
ChromaDB.
databases.
This two Fires and ChromaDB. This is what we are planning with vector databases, because both is mostly used in the across worldwide. So that's both we are going to use it here also. Chroma and
Right?
Fires.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, Fires
no,
is a
no
part of
problem.
a Facebook Meta team. They are using it. ChromaDB also very famous. So both we are going to see some examples with vector databases.
All right, yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
Actually, Dinesh, now only I know about that vector DB. Previously, I know that ML engineering, these are the things that encoding, hacking base, that things and all I know. The terminology where coming to vector DB, just now I Google it, it's coming to embedding related things. I easily make understand how would be different between our normal RDBMS with vector DB. There's just make it easy clarity for me.
Normal database will provide the data directly with a row basis. Am I right?
Yeah.
But vector DB, everything you can make with the serialization tokenizations with a vectorization concept. You know vector, right? Multiple, PCA algorithm, how PCA works in ML.
ML algorithm, you're talking, asking.
Vector is a multi-dimensional interfaces going to be
Ah,
fed into the ML model. So
okay.
that's vector can do that. That's why vector we are calling as a vector databases. So scalar and vector, two names mostly we will be frequently heard about it. Scalar have a two-dimensional data. Vector will come with multi-dimensional references. Same like vector database store all your key and values with dimension basis. Those will be fed into your model at runtime. Then your accuracy bit more to compare with normal. And mostly customizations, you need a vector databases to hold up all your data. This is going to be communicated with your RAG. So a RAG pipeline will always read your data from your vector databases and provide the output to you. Whenever you're doing the fine tuning, vector databases are made for to refresh your data and then will be fed into a RAG pipeline. This is the most frequent is using the worldwide in real time. That's why we are involved vector databases.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay, we cannot directly feed the data into our AI model from our data engineering. That is has to be make the interfaces with vector databases. From vector databases, they are reacting at runtime. The responses we are getting back, that's we are fed into our data platform, data lake environment directly. That's not a problem. But input mostly we are going with vector databases only. So you'll get some real-time examples in later session. Don't do the whole thing.
Okay, fine.
Dinesh, this is called as collections, correct? We are telling actually like each rows is calling as a collections, correct? Meta collections.
Collections is a bit different because multiple group of data is called as a collections. We cannot use this word. It's a multi-dimensional data. We can consider like that. Each data have a different dimensions. Everything will be fed at the same time to the LM model. It can realize what you are expecting. So they have a multi billions of parameters they are passing it, right? Vector databases passing all the parameters at the multi-dimensional with your LLM model to feed your inputs and to provide output based on the tokenization references. We will deep dive later sessions, don't worry, but you will get some idea right now as it is. Got it?
Can you explain an example like how the RDBMS works? I mean, vector DB works. Like, I mean, you're saying that multidimensional. The
Yeah.
multidimensional, what exactly that? I mean, like, let's say the dimension means like, see, the two dimension means we
Simple
will
like
look into like.
yeah, which I can understand. You have your mobile, right?
Mm-hmm.
In your contact, you may be going to check my number. You maybe have a BigDatapedia channel number. If you're going to see that number, what you're going to do there? You have a search engine with the context in the above, or you'll be alphabet index. You'll be going to point to the BigDatapedia B. There you may be going to collect the number. Correct? That you're doing. Correct? Is this you're going to do that? Everything you're going to make with some indexing. Based on that, you're going to feed your output. So this is you're going to do that. Am I right?
Yes.
That's called as an indexing clustering concept. So this clustering index is part of RDBMS. All your data stored as a row and column basis. Correct? Something. The same number. If I suppose to ask you, this is not the same number. If suppose I'm going to ask you your personal inputs, like your personal number, immediately will strike from your mind and it will be delivered to you. So multiple neurons can feed and find where the number is available and it will be going to fetching faster. The data is available always in your places only. You're going to feed that number at runtime itself very faster. Correct.
Yeah.
So dimensionally, the data stored across your multiple places, you're going to, or you can open your Google Gemini in your mobile and hey Google, just tell me your number something. Then it will be providing the number immediate indexes because you just have all your information with your vectorization concept put in the backend. When you're going to call it, immediately going to be search and fetch the data. Gemini CLI or Google, whatever you're going to feed with your mobile phone or Siri. It's going to be react like that only. How fast is going to be respond back to you? That's an important. Got it? Always row and column basis data will go with some indexing references for the vaccine. But
Yeah.
they can handle the limitations with the data. But multidimensional, you can feed multiple parameters at runtime. Sometimes the parameters required, sometimes the parameters not required. Everything can handle it at runtime. Clear? Maybe later session we will go in deep dive with vectorizations, how it's working. Vector database is nothing but vector. Scalar is a part of RDBMS. Vector is a part of vectors concept. You just understand the basic maths, then you will getting it. This is a multi-dimensional. Only two-dimensional will come with RDBMS with the scalar model. More than two dimension, it will come into the multi-dimensional. That's we will be going with vector databases. It's a vector concept. Hello. You're clear now? I'm still confused.
Yeah, I'm clear. Thanks, Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so next we are going to start and discuss with the AI agents development. So here, here only mostly you're going to do real-time practices. Until whatever you are doing the practice with LLM and further things is a kind of theoretical concept, and you are doing some hands-on coding in real time. That's it. Here only you're going to take on use cases and you're going to deliver your work based on the RAG and LangChain workflow pipelines, because the LangChain have a chain memory concept is available and multiple prompting template they are maintaining it. Everything you're going to do the practice in real time. AI agent is a part of ADK. Nowadays is very famous is a ADK, agent to agent context protocol development. That's going on across the world, right? I was attended a Google workshop and recently they are also focused with ADK development because already they have done everything with MCP. MCP is a kind of data mode. Only one certain platform they are going to do that. How this data mode is going to be collaborate together. That's the information will come with the ADK. So you're going to practice everything with the ADK development. Agent development kit is a kind of tool we are going to involve it. Based on that, you're going to develop your multiple AI agents and it's going to be synced together. That's you're going to say that. So ADK and AI agents is a part of MCP server because everything in the backend is going to be communicated with the MCP server interfaces and deliver the reports to you. So these are the interfaces and it's going to be communicate each other and deliver your projects. So everything you're going to combine together to see some examples. Got it? Any question here?
Generally, I'm asking actually this oftenly because when it come in still the AI GPT that time how I research it, that's how the data is getting. That's RAG is I saw that RAG is searching the data to get the to give the output and all. When we give the whatever the searches we are doing in the GPT, it's reflecting through RAG only. It's working. Is it correct? My understanding from yeah.
The RAG is a custom data. Simple understand. A
Uh,
LLM model will behave you based on generic data because already they are feeding multiple billions of parameter and based on it just respond back to you. It's a generic information. Particularly, example, you're going to work in the restaurant or you're going to work in that project with the banking domain. Certain user references you have to feed into your AI model and based on that it has to be generate some inputs for you. So this customizations you are going to achieve with a rack only. Okay. So it's not a generic. Generic is not helpful for you in real time. So it should be customized to your model development based on you're going to get the output at runtime.
okay, that is there any RAG purpose we need to give any storage area?
That's why vector databases come to the place. So for
Okay.
the RAG is going to be read the data from the vector databases, and feed the inputs to the LLM model.
RAG is the intermediate between this and that. Okay. Actually, how
RAG is going to be convert your vector database inputs into the tokenizations and is going to be feed into your LLM model. LangChain is a workflow, is going to be keep on balancing all your LLM interfaces and balancing your memory. Before you ask one question, You want to continue that phrases output in the future also. So everything can collaborate and store in the caches. That's taken care with the LangChain.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
No, don't worry. We will see real-time practical example. There is no theoretical. Maximum 10 to 15 percentage we can give you theoretical. 90% will be plan to go with practical only here. So that we will
Yeah.
take.
How is refreshing data the because from GPT I can ask. We are using GPT. How is
Mm.
because that Google is refreshing whatever they are doing, but how is refreshing data? I am giving now that data. How is refreshing daily? Is there any?
So that's the best on the stateful and stateless references and the backend is happening. So every day you're not going to be refresh it. A certain time period only you're going to refresh the data. Or some of the data is part of real-time analytics that has to be feed at runtime every day, day by day you have to feed it. That's
Okay.
also we can do that. It's a stateful and stateless references because
Okay.
the RAG is going to be keep on listening your inputs from your vector and communicate with the LLM. That can be done by it.
Okay. Okay. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And finally, what are all you studied? That's you're going to practice with your GCP platform. So Google AI Studio, Vertex AI, Agent Builders, ADK, Agent Development Kits with the interfaces of our GCP. You're going to do the practice. Okay. Is that clear? Okay, fine. So it's already we have discussed a lot. Now we just going to be see some demo, then you'll get some idea about it.
Can you maximize your screen because I can see very.
Wait. I can show you the details. We're going to start the cluster. I'm going to share you all the inputs. So here we have created the cluster. This is the same cluster you're going to get it. So here multiple models we are using it. This is going to be communicated. So this is a normal data engineering domain. We are using it right now. 3 node cluster, 3 data nodes, one master, one name node, and Hive Spark multiple containers we will be maintaining the sub. Now what we are going to do that, as we discussed with our project demo. Mm. Okay, so all the requests we have a chatbot we already created. This chatbot is going to be send the data to our streaming API. We are using fast API that's is going to be feed the data and communicate with our Llama model. This Llama is going to be create a generate responses and back to our chatbot as a request response basis. Something we are using with the all Llama model only currently we are using it. That's we are going to send back the output. Okay. Because we are very close to the timeline. So I'd like to show the code and the basics, and then we can start immediately into the. So let's see the models. Okay. So here we just develop the Kafka interfaces, and this is going to be redirect all your chatbot queries to our Kafka. This is what we are doing. This is a simple code we just developed it and has column. Okay, so here the ask column is going to be payload Llama 3.2 with 1 billion. As of now, we are using a small records, and we are providing a simple prompt to communicate with our Big Data AI domain as a prompt references into the template. This template is going to be responded back to us. Okay. Spark code is nothing but we just going to be communicate with our Iceberg table and the Kafka. Both we are going to sync together, creating the schema. This schema is going to be read all your queries with the sender, group name, questions, and responses. And the Kafka Bootstrap server is going to be read at runtime. Finally, that's going to be write into our Iceberg table. This is the plan. Already we start the topic and we just killed it. Sorry guys, a little bit take time for me, but we will try to finish it. Okay, so we are using Iceberg storage handler, Iceberg tables. This table hold all the information with respect to your the schema, whatever given you, right? The same schema we are using. Sender, group name, questions and reply. Additionally, partition inputs because Kafka is developed based on the partitions, offset number and timestamp. Three additional feature we are going to get at runtime with Kafka. This is we are going to feed into our mod. You can see this information, sender, group name, question and reply, additional partitions, offset, timestamp. These three we are combined together and provide the output at runtime for us. This is finally right into our pipeline queue. And where is the architecture? In this architecture, first the request is going to be listened from our chatbot references. This is going to be fed into our LLM model. So those of us have a mobile phone, just to start and text right now with your batch 37 WhatsApp group. You can start and text with your group now. Just whatever you are texting right now is going to be listened right now, but you are not getting any inputs properly because currently uh, just LLM model trying to infer the data from your uh, Llama 1.2, but Docker container doesn't sync proper. Check the Docker. So here we are using all the LLM models with around 10 GB of LLM model we developed. This is going to be communicated at runtime for you. So Llama 3.2 with 1 billion of data set almost. This is you're going to feed at runtime. This is right now sync. Yeah. Same like I would like to start our pyspark job. The data going to be right into pyspark also. Step by step, I just going to be data. Unfortunately, we don't have time to explain the code base. Please don't mind. Our session mostly it should be a discussion with the code base. What we are that. but we have very less time. So I just show the demo. Later session, we may be going to do that in the practical also in our courses. At the time, I will explain you a lot. Right now, I just so schema is ready. Now I'm going to feed the schema into my table. Okay. Now you can start your text immediately. It's just going to be responding to your Spark LLM also. So somebody texted. Can I get that code? Something you asked it. I can provide something because it's a 1 billion of small data set we are using it. It doesn't feed a lot of information. But we're going to feed some inputs. So somebody said hello. So hello, my friend. As Bigdatapedia, I am associated with AI related queries and engineering. Just ask everything related to AI model. Okay, then it can respond because we are we are restricting its LLM focus only with the AI concept. It doesn't go with the programming also as of now. It just focus as it is and respond back to you all your queries. Okay. Now you can say what model are you working? It just probably hello something because it's trying to fetch your that number, but unfortunately it doesn't fetch the exact number at runtime, and it's just providing the output. Mm. So I'll show you something minimize here. All your text can see here also. So it's a kind of live streaming. What you are doing it, immediately just going to be right into your table also. Okay, so you can see Chitra has asked some questions and immediately LLM model is going to be read from Llama 3.2 and respond back to us. Okay, I will show the output in table also. This is our table we have created in Iceberg. This table hold all your inputs. Whatever your text is, that's going to be written here also. So this is your question. This is the output. Same like based on that offset, I'm going to order by offset to descending. I'm going to fade it. So this is the time who was supposed to please generate embedding data set something. So try to generate the data. Okay. What is this? Because I just feed the model with the 20 to 40 words to speed up the output faster with 1 billion of parameter only. It doesn't have 7 billion parameter, so it has very less. Okay. So what are you providing the input? Immediately right into the table also correctly. You can see in the Iceberg table. Hope you have some idea, right? Let me ask some questions. And then on model, I also have some questions. I will be going to say that content. Here's some inputs. So some sample inputs I already provided a fact and dimension basis. It generated because it's React based on the SQL basis as of now. That's why this query is providing a proper output as expected. So in this data set, if you're going to deep dive, entirely related to Kafka interfaces going to be communicated with your LLM model and get the responses based on fast API and write back into Hive table. This is happening. Got it? Any question, guys? Now you can ask me the question. We can deep dive further. Okay, one more demo with the MCP server also. Somebody's asked me, right? Who is that? How MCP server with PySpark is working. Already I feed the MCP model with my Gemini CLI. I'm going to run it in front of you to see the response. So now my Gemini CLI is ready to read the data, whatever I'm providing as a context input. Still an initialization phase. We have practiced a lot of MCP server, unfortunately, so it's taking some time. Let's wait for a few minutes. So below demo is related to our customer insight. Whatever you're providing the query, that's going to be respond back to us. Above in the command prompt, we are trying to go some example demo with MCP servers. I don't know why it's taking more time now. Okay, it's trying to update a new version at one time. Okay, fine. It will take some time.
Dinesh, in the meantime, I just had one question.
Yeah, please.
So, how long is the course duration and what time would it be?
3 to 4 months on the Friday and Saturday, same time. 7:30 to 9:30 for India time, 5 to 7 p.m. for UAE Gulf time. That's we are planning. Unfortunately, we have a office at Sunday, so we don't have other option. So Friday evening and Saturday evening, we are planning to take care.
There's a course fee.
Yeah, later we can discuss it. So duration, syllabus I provided, what I missed out, and language completely in English because our trainer, he doesn't know native languages, so we are generally plan to go with English, and multiple countries people are also joining this batch, so English is a common platform. Okay, all the topic syllabus I already provide you. What else I missed out?
So it will cover from the basic, right?
Sorry,
Everything cover from the basic, right?
come again. Sorry, I didn't get it.
Now, the person who is very new to this data engineering, so you're covering from the basic or
Foundations, that's not a basics. What
okay.
is required for AI? That's only we are going to cover it.
Okay.
Data engineering, we will not be focused everything with the data engineering. That's a foundations of your AI model. What are all required? Because if suppose you go for the interview, what are they going to ask as a, interview questions? That are all we plan to summarize it. That's adequate knowledges we just provide you with the concept level. That's very, very important while you're going to develop your AI model interfaces.
So what is the
Because
prerequisite?
all the product,
What is the prerequisite to join this course?
um, engineering is enough. If you are working with the technology, any one of the technology is more than enough for us.
Actually, I'm working in
Actually, support.
Snowflake. I'm working in Snowflake.
Then SQL, you know very well, right?
Yeah.
And Snowflake, you work with the Spark interfaces, Snowpark something.
No Spark, no Snowpark.
So okay, Snowpark. If you're supposed to work, then it's very easy for you because you start with the Snowflake, then you'll be creating with automate pipeline with the Snowflake already. So you have knowledge with something related to the scripting and SQL. Am I right?
Okay.
So you created any auto pipeline with the Snowflake, AWS or Azure or GCP?
Basically, we are doing the ingestion right from the snow pipe.
That's you can with auto ingestions you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, fine, no problem. So you know SQL, that's enough because everything in the part you're going to practice with the SQL basis, and programming Python is more than enough. If you know the basics, it's enough. Because right now the people are not focusing with the programming, especially AI domain. They are focusing with the concept basis. So you must know the concept is very, very important.
Okay.
Correct. There is concept called Snowpipe in Snowflake is available. I forget exactly.
Yes.
I was working with the Snowflake, Snowpipe, Snowpark, both I worked it. For now, I didn't touch it. Hmm. Okay. So basic SQL and Python concept is more enough. Okay. Don't focus with the programming because even in interview they're not asking anything related to programming. Because you can easily grab the code, everything from ChatGPT or some other agent tools. So it's not a mandatory as of now. People are focusing the conceptually how we are good. They are going to focus everything with the conceptual basis. Got it?
Yes.
So if this is a simple example. Spark is going to be communicate to read the data from two different places and trying to write the data into PostgreSDB. But unfortunately, Postgres is not started. That's why we are getting an error. But above, you can see the joining output. I didn't give anything inputs, just a simple inputs. I just pass into my model, Gemini CLI. I'm trying to read the data from this path. This is one of the path. So in this path, I requested to read this customer packet data. Second, I am trying to read the data from orders path also. This path also I requested to read the data, and finally I request to join this two based on that key. So customer ID from customer data set, order customer ID from order data set, I request to join it and show me the output. Finally, I request to write the data into our table, but it is not required. As of now, I pass this prompt like this only. Read the data from this path as a customer, read the data from this path as a order, join both of them based on these keys and with a left join. Finally, write show me the result for that. This is my request. Now I'm shoot this query. Gemini CLI is going to be communicate with my MCP server to read all the information and deliver the output as expected. You can see the schema information. So it's trying to read the data read file from the path, and this is the customer data set sample output for the customer. This is the order set data set schema sample for order data set schema. Finally, it requests to join both of them related to the left, and it's just providing the input. Sorry, that joining references schema for us. Finally, there's the output we are getting with the joining. So customers and then orders both is available here. And summary, how much total records? 68,883 total records. Try to join it, and we are getting all the inputs here. So customer level with the order count, the mean, median, standard deviation, all the statistic references. I'm trying to read from prompt only. I didn't do any development right now. I just feed the inputs in that prompt. The Gemini is going to be communicate with my AI agents, and it just respond back to me immediately. So this is an example for your MCP server also. So
Okay.
above
Okay.
example, customer insights. Yeah, sorry.
Is it using Olama or you are using actually like any
It's
LangChain
completely
model?
Gemini LangChain only. Here, completely Gemini CLI is going to be used with that Gemini 3.
Okay. So that means you
Yeah,
have
nothing
actually
is related to the
configured
Llama
it.
model.
Okay. So you connecting to the internet and asking the questions and they are doing text to SQL, correct?
Yes, this is 100% going to be read with your Gemini 3 model. Gemini 3 recently they introduced it. That's LLM with a live example I'm showing you.
Okay.
Got it?
So can you, which language you have written the MCP, the Java or Python?
Python only is most familiar.
Okay.
So we are going to communicate everything with the Python interfaces. That's going to be a runner. So we are creating multiple agents for each of them separate, and later we are going to combine together. That's part one of the example I'm showing you.
So during the course, this will be you also teach different kind of MCP.
Yeah, examples I will give you. Don't worry. That's why I confidently
So it will
said
be
this is you're going to learn from your MCP practices.
okay. So it will hands-on like a workshop kind of thing. We will be actually practicing our laptop and all those things, correct?
Whatever. So you'll get the walkthrough and the idea, then you can develop your own also. Right. So you can wrap it up.
Okay.
How many of you are working with anti-gravity? Anybody touch up with that?
Yeah, I heard about anti-gravity, but have not went through.
No problem. So later we will be going to see some demos with the anti-gravity also. We are working there with the ADK. So later session I will show some demo. Don't worry. Okay. In your course you can learn about that ADK development. That's all.
Dinesh, after completing your agentic AI kind of a concepts and all, will we be able to do or work only on this kind of a data engineering uh, use of agentic AI, or will we be in a position to develop something non-related to data engineering stuff?
It's up to your business. We cannot assure you, right? But yeah,
No, no,
all the
I'm
business they
asking.
must know about the yeah
No, I'm asking. Will I
areas
be
base.
in a position? No. See, my question is. So
Hmm.
once I get trained on this agentic AI, whatever you're gonna teach us,
Hmm.
okay, will I
Yeah,
be in a position that I don't want to use data engineering concepts and I wanted to build a plain agent AI or something like not related to data engineering scope? Will I be able to do that on my own without with whatever you have trained?
no problem. You can do that. The reason we can, you know the domain knowledge, but for the particular tool, on top of them, you can create with your MCP domain AI agents also. But it has that protocol support should be available. You're calling us API interfaces, right? That they have to provide. Otherwise, you cannot sync with your because the agentic AI or MCP server, everything we are communicate with some programming interfaces only. So if that is
Understand?
not suitable, so but
Say,
possible.
for example, I wanted to create a kind of a model where I build a chatbot. At the back end, I have kind of a plain database, and I'm not using kind of a pyspark code or something like that. If I wanted to build a agent, which I don't know how I can explain you this context.
Yeah, you can do that because I went for the Google Cloud workshop, right? They are creating the AI agent between a SaaS and a SAP interfaces. So it's not part of our data engineering, it's a part of data analytics they are doing it. So that all the metrics are different, everything is different, they are going to communicate each other. SAS is going to communicate with the SAP, like that they build up. So that's possible, but we expect that interfaces, if they are providing the proper interface, then it's 100% possible. Most of the tools, they are providing the interface connections. So we don't worry about it.
No, I understand it is going to work out, Dinesh. My question is, after I complete your syllabus, or if I completely understand your scope of whatever you are completing your agentic AI course, will I be in a position to develop everything outside of the data engineering focus I'm asking? Will I be able to
Possible,
make it
possible.
possible? Okay, okay.
Yeah, MCP
Because it,
server is a common stream. It's a agent basis only. MCP server is going to be React for you. That's why I'm saying it's a possible. There is no problem with them. But like example, you are trying to read the data from Excel or something related LibreOffice. There is no interfaces. It's a bit difficult. If possible, all the connectivity they are providing with interfaces is important, right? Like a Python package connections or something related to the MCP server interfaces, they are allowed to read the data from their environment, then it's 100% possible. Don't worry about it because
yeah,
we are
got it.
providing
Yeah.
the feed how is going to be MCP is working. Once you understand the concept, you can develop with your own tool also. MCP is just an agent, like that you can
Okay.
consider it. Whether it is suitable for other environment also, then you can easily use it. Got it?
Yeah, is this MCP server pushed to any GitHub location or it is like your personal GitHub location?
Which one?
This what you are providing the demo.
This is completely, I just feed into my Gemini CLI directly. Right now, Gemini CLI is read my environment and is going to be feed at runtime with the MCP model context protocol path. So I will explain you in during our session also how we are going to build up everything. Don't worry. I'll show you entire demo.
Okay,
And you're
okay,
going to
is there
develop your
GitHub
own
location?
as a assignment.
Is there
Sorry?
any GitHub location you will be provide?
No, it's everything right now. I just point with our container. So container is going to be read from our Docker container is going to be read the influences. Postgres DB, my Spark code, everything is a part of container right now is available. From there, it's going to be read it and pay for us.
Okay,
So you have been to
during
Spark master, right? And here is going to be read it. Postgres is trying to read from here. Like that, I just designed it.
okay, so during your training, those container will be provided to us. This image I'll be put
I'll
somewhere,
give
correct?
you. Yes, yes, you're going to do the practice with the container only. I'll give you the
Okay,
same container, same environment. You're going to do the practice.
okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
Actually, Dinesh, when we joined the class that time, we will discuss about that MCP architecture. How would be integrating here and there, and also I know that some API you are using, that Gemini API, something you are using the integrating from here. How where MCP is sitting? These are the question I'm having. Actually, we will discuss about in future. Is it?
Yeah, MCP is not a part of your role, just a role. It's a part of your Gemini CLI right now. You may be going to connect with your cloud also. So different layer, you may be going to connect together and read it. That's not a problem. But later session, I'll go to because I cannot find out all the config right now. For somebody's asked me about the MCP demo. That's why I just started here immediately. So maybe I will check all the config. Later session, I'll create a one more workshop with the MCP itself. Done. That we will take.
Okay. Is there any architecture about this MCP
No,
integrate?
it's a agent to agent build protocol only. Maybe I'll send some demo to you. Maybe I have some examples how MCPs works. I have collected from Google. Maybe I'll check and I'll post in our WhatsApp group. You can refer it later also. Because
Okay.
we are crossed our time. I don't
Okay.
like to take more time because it's already late for you. So
Okay.
I'll be going a little bit rushed, but whatever the demo you are going to do the real time practice from your system, I give you 100% assurity to that. Don't worry about it. Okay, my expectation you have very clear context and you have uh, all your doubts must be clear on today's discussion. That's very very important for us. Okay, so hands-on practices, don't worry, we will take care. We will give you entire environment. We will give you sample demo questions, queries to you. You can do the practice from that. That we will take. That's why I will give you 100% surety. Like you are a previous student, so you know how we are providing the our deliverables with our training. So you will understand much to compare with others.
Yeah, actually, one thing, Friday, because that time is not suitable, is there any chance to switch over to Sunday?
Sunday we have office, unfortunately.
Yes, Friday actually we can't. 1 day, 2 day we
Only
can manage, but regularly
yeah,
it's
maybe Sunday I may be scheduled out clarification for you, but even though it's depends on our timings. We have some other priorities also, right? So we don't want to give you any false promise. To be frank, this is our plan. Okay.
So timing will be exactly the 7, or it will be little bit 6 of India time. So it will be better it is early because
Oh, it should be your convenience. Why we are preferring at 7? Because it's a Friday. You maybe have to be in office. You'll be back from your office.
no,
Some
no,
relaxation. Saturday, if
Saturday.
required, we can schedule a little bit early also. No problem.
Okay, okay.
It's up to your convenience. The later session will be discussed with the entire team. If everyone is fine, then we can schedule a little bit 15, 30 minutes earlier also.
Earlier or
Okay.
later also fine. Yeah.
Yeah. We are from other countries, so we don't have any trouble. We are think about actually India. Those who are living in India, they may be struggle a lot. That's we are thinking.
yeah.
Okay.
Friday 9 o'clock also is should work for us because up to 9 o'clock we have to be
No problem. That's later session. We can discuss on Friday.
okay. Fine. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. Thank
You
you,
did not
Dinesh.
tell about
Please
the
send
price.
about the fees and all. Please.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah,
You did not discuss about the fee structure.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you soon in our classes. We will discuss further in that actual live session. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience. Already it's a bit late today. Kindly excuse for today. We are trying to rush up to close it on time, but somewhere struggle to. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Subhash. Thank you, Balasundar, Nagat, Raju, Ramesh, and you. And Farah.
Thanks, Dinesh. Yeah, good night.
Thank you. I'm stopping the recording now.